Welcome back. I'm Tomas Roman. I'm standing here at the site of proposed transmission lines right here near these houses. And who knew when this power plant was being built that the power lines leading to it would interfere with Oakland's growing tourist attraction, the waterfront. Since the gold rush days, growth in California has been a balancing act between energy, water, transportation, and communication needs, and safeguarding our finite resources. In this next chapter, Protesting an Application, we'll explain ways you can get your views across to the decision makers at the CPUC and maintain that balance. To better understand the protest process, let's visit our nimble host, Barbara Rogers.
Hi, Tomas, and welcome to Chapter 5, Protesting an Application. To take us through this process is Karen Dowd, who is a manager in the Consumer Affairs branch at the CPUC. Welcome, Karen.
Hi, Barbara. Hi, Tomas.
And Karen, I'll see you in a minute.
As Tomas gets up to your office, let's discuss briefly what protesting an application means for the consumer and what exactly is an application.
Great questions. An application is essentially a request that's usually made by a utility to the CPUC for permission to make a change. For instance, a utility might file an application to upgrade transmission lines or string new ones, or raise rates. Requests usually impact consumers and businesses, whether it's changing energy delivery or energy rates.
So a consumer like Tomas can protest an application made by a utility because, say, he opposes the utility's plans to get rid of open space in a neighborhood?
Yes, this could be a reason to protest an application. Keep in mind that a formal protest may or may not be granted a hearing, but you have a right to protest.
Hi, Karen. Thanks for meeting with me.
You're very welcome. What can I do for you?
Well, I can't seem to find a protest form here on the website. Is there one? And if there isn't, how do I go about protesting an application to build a transmission line in my neighborhood?
First of all, there is no protest form. The protest process involves...
Hold that thought, Karen. Let's transport Tomas into a scenario that shows this process. Transport Tomas.
I'd say about 27 feet.
Hi. Hi, you heard about the proposed transmission lines coming through here. Well, we're gathering
Ideally, you will confer with your neighbors and even a community group regarding the proposed site for transmission lines. You'll want to work together because a formal protest to an application has specific requirements and takes time. The Public Advisor's Office can guide you through the process, but you must draft your own protest. You begin by filling out your name and contact information, the preceding information, and most importantly, the grounds for the protest.
Okay, so we should list and explain the reasons for the protest over these transmission lines.
Also list the effect of the application on the protestant, meaning yourself, or in this case, Tomas and his group.
And we should include how this will impact the neighborhood.
And perhaps include reasons why the application may not be justified.
And we should look at the potential impact from several angles, like environmental, safety, health, proximity to schools. Right. I can see how this is going to take some organization and research.
As Tomas and his neighbors gather facts, they may need to talk to their legal counsel. They may also ask the Public Advisor's Office about the process. For instance, there's a time limit to file a protest with the docket office, and Tomas must also serve the protest to a list of required recipients, which is also known as a service list.
Okay, so the Public Advisor's Office can help explain the filing requirements.
Yes, and also steer Tomas to the Commission's Rules of Practice and Procedure or the Guide to Public Participation. These documents detail the requirements, and they're both copied on this DVD.
Got it. Gee, I can see why filing a formal protest is best accomplished as a group effort.
Yes, while we don't discourage individuals, it is a lot of work with many requirements, and your protest should be as complete and well documented as possible. Keep in mind, there's no guarantee that a protest will be granted a hearing. And if a hearing is granted, Tomas or his fellow neighbors may be asked for more written information or be questioned about specific points in their protest.
Okay, so protesting an application is a pretty rigorous process and may not guarantee a hearing. So when does the public get to voice concerns about big issues affecting their communities?
At our public participation hearings. Individuals and groups are very welcome to attend these hearings. In fact, the more opinions we hear, the better we can serve you. So please come.
There's a list of public hearings here on the calendar on the CPUC website.
That's one way to find out about them. Another way is to look over the information in your utility bills.
Oh, you mean the ones I glance at and throw away?
Tomas!
I know, I'm bad.
Well, don't feel so badly. Most folks do the same thing. But if you take a second to look at them, you'll find out about all kinds of hearings on utility issues.
A public hearing notice. This looks interesting. I think I'll go to this one.
Information right at your fingertips.
It's just a matter of looking it over.
Or consulting the CPUC's calendar.
Plus, local newspapers and your city hall will have notices of our hearings and workshops. Our service really does depend on your opinions. We want your input.
Indeed, we do want your input. Thank you, Karen, for taking time to explain ways to get our opinions and needs heard.
You're very welcome.
And thanks to all of you residents and small business owners for your interest. We have come to the end of our portion of the DVD. The last section offers you forms and information. I'm Barbara Rogers, encouraging you to find out more about the work of our California Public Utilities Commission. Goodbye.
This is Tomas Roman and all the great folks at the CPUC asking you to safeguard our state's resources. It's been great spending time with you. I hope to see you at a hearing or a workshop soon.